That's just the belief. Never accept defeat as oh, Gilejo when gets a try. Or more at your time. Bobbly by that on a depressed. Ibailana depressed. But when you wake up, you look when we got a cake, we got Kanubi na mirror, Chita Obi Agobo, the bad. Hita shook in Tapo. As only about Equequele. Equequele, I got my potariage, Equequele, the mother cook inside. They say in Apatazi, in a street, link up with guys.
There is an old saying that pride takes you far, but humiliation brings you back. Nigerian politics has produced many dramatic reversals. Politicians who swore they would never leave a party quietly slipping out through the back door. Opponents who spent years attacking each other suddenly appearing together on the same stage, smiling for cameras. Fierce critics who woke up one morning and discovered that the side they were mocking was the side they now needed. But few reversals in recent Nigerian political history carry quite the drama of what is allegedly unfolding right now, involving one of the most recognizable and loudest voices in Nigerian entertainment and social media. This is a man who picked a side early and made absolutely sure everyone knew about it. He did not simply support the APC quietly, he celebrated it loudly, he mocked the opposition openly. He called out Peter Obi by name, laughed at his presidential ambitions, and used his massive social media platform to pour scorn on the movement that millions of Nigerians had placed their hope in. He was certain he had picked the winning team. Then the APC primaries happened, and what came next was the kind of political lesson that no amount of social media followers can protect you from. What exactly happened at those primaries? Why is this man now allegedly seeking Peter Obi's forgiveness? And if he crosses to the NDC, what does his social media reach mean for the OK movement heading into 2027? Everything is coming. If you are new here, subscribe right now and turn on your notification bell. When the Obedient movement first began gathering momentum, it attracted critics from every corner of Nigerian public life. But few critics were as vocal, as consistent, or as publicly enthusiastic about their opposition as Cubana Chief Priest. The popular Nigerian entertainer and businessman did not hold back. He aligned himself firmly and loudly with the APC, using his enormous social media following built over years of flamboyant lifestyle, content, and entertainment industry connections as a platform to mock Peter Obi and dismiss the possibility of an Obi presidency. He called Obi names. He laughed at the movement. He positioned himself as someone who understood power and knew which side of it to stand on. For a while, it looked like a straightforward calculation. Align with the ruling party, enjoy the social benefits of proximity to power, and watch from a comfortable distance as the opposition struggled. But then, the deeper motivation behind his APC alignment became clear. Cubana Chief Priest was not simply a passionate political supporter, he was a political aspirant. He had declared his interest in contesting for an electoral position and was banking on his relationship with APC figures, including visible associations with the president's son, Seyi Tinubu, and other influential party personalities to translate into the kind of internal party support that would deliver him a primary victory. He was wrong. When the APC primaries were conducted, Cubana Chief Priest received a result that no amount of social media influence could cushion. He did not just lose. According to reports, he received one of the lowest vote counts among all the aspirants. The relationships he had cultivated, the public declarations of loyalty he had made, and the social capital he had invested in his APC alignment produced almost nothing when the delegates sat down to make their actual choice. It was a brutal political education delivered in the most public way possible. And now, in the aftermath of that humiliation, the story taking shape is one that very few people predicted when Cubana Chief Priest was at the height of his anti-Obi commentary. Unconfirmed but widely circulating reports indicate that Cubana Chief Priest has privately reached out to Peter Obi seeking reconciliation. The reports suggest that he deeply regrets the public manner in which he attacked Obi and the movement, and that he is now considering a move away from the APC toward the NDC, potentially becoming not just a supporter of the OK movement, but an active campaigner for it ahead of the 2027 general election. If confirmed, the irony would be almost too perfect for fiction. The man who spent considerable time and energy telling Nigerians that Peter Obi could never be president would become one of the people working to make him president. But beyond the personal drama and the satisfaction that many Obi supporters would feel at this reversal, there is a genuinely important political dimension to consider. Cubana Chief Priest is not just any celebrity. His social media presence is substantial. His following cuts across age groups, regions, and social classes in a way that few Nigerian public figures can claim. His content reaches young Nigerians in particular, the demographic that has been the engine of the OK movement from the very beginning, and the group whose voter turnout will be most decisive in determining the 2027 outcome. If he genuinely commits to the NDC cause and uses his platform to campaign actively for Obi and Kwankwaso, the reach of that endorsement goes beyond what a traditional political rally can achieve. Social media influence, when deployed authentically by someone with genuine credibility among their audience, can move conversations into spaces that former political campaigning cannot easily access: living rooms, university hostels, market WhatsApp groups, and the daily scroll of millions of young Nigerians who may not attend rallies but are absolutely online. The contrast with his previous position would also make his endorsement particularly powerful. A convert carries a different kind of persuasive energy than a lifelong supporter. When someone who was publicly against a movement explains why they changed their mind, it speaks to people who are still undecided in a way that pure enthusiasm cannot replicate. His potential departure from the APC also accelerates the collapse of the city boy movement, the loose social alignment of entertainment industry figures and lifestyle influencers who gathered around the APC's youthful, affluent image. Cubana Chief Priest was among the loudest voices in that movement. Without his energy and platform driving it, the movement loses its most visible engine and is likely to fade into irrelevance as 2027 approaches. His situation also shines a harsh light on a pattern that is becoming increasingly visible within the APC: the disconnect between the promises made to aspirants who deliver support and the actual outcomes of internal party processes. Capable, well-connected, and publicly committed individuals are being denied tickets in primary elections, while less visible candidates emerge with victories that raise serious questions about how internal APC decisions are truly made. This pattern is not unique to Cubana Chief Priest's experience. Across multiple states and positions, APC primaries have produced outcomes that have left loyal party members feeling betrayed, used, and discarded. The consequence of this pattern is playing out in real time. Senators are leaving, governors are clashing, aspirants who feel cheated are reassessing their loyalties. And the cumulative effect of all these individual disappointments is an APC that is visibly weaker, more fractured, and less capable of projecting the united front that winning a national election requires. Every person who walks away from the APC carrying a legitimate grievance is a potential asset for the opposition, not just in terms of votes, but in terms of the story they tell about what is happening inside the ruling party. And that story, told by people who were recently inside the tent, carries a credibility that outside critics cannot match. For Peter Obi and the NDC, the reported approach from Cubana Chief Priest presents both an opportunity and a test of character. How Obi responds to someone who was publicly hostile to him will itself be a statement. A gracious response, one that prioritizes the movement's growth over personal grievance, would reinforce the image of a leader focused on Nigeria's future rather than personal scores. It would also send a signal to others sitting on the fence that the NDC is a welcoming home for those genuinely committed to change, regardless of where they have previously stood. The 2027 election is being shaped not just by rallies and convention speeches, but by the accumulation of individual decisions made by thousands of Nigerians across every walk of life. Each person who reassesses their position, reconsiders their loyalty, and moves toward the change movement adds another layer to a coalition that is growing steadily larger and more diverse. Cubana Chief Priest's reported journey from loudest critic to potential ally is one of the more dramatic versions of that story. But it is part of a much larger pattern in Nigeria in motion, a political landscape shifting beneath the feet of those who thought they understood exactly where it was going. The APC is losing people, the NDC is gaining them, and the 2027 election draws closer every single day. This is Nigeria News Media, and we will bring you every update as this story and the broader election picture continues to develop. Thank you for watching. Stay informed, stay engaged, and remember, in Nigerian politics, today's loudest critic can become tomorrow's most passionate convert. See you in the next video. This is Nigeria News Media.